What up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. Rec Fit and Health here, and I'm back with another video. Hope everyone's having a fantastic summer. I know I am. I'm currently in Youngstown, Ohio. I'm out here for a friend's wedding. So I got in last night. I'm leaving out tomorrow morning, but today is the wedding. So the way everything's going so far, it's going to be a good day. I just want to address some issues of that I ran into a couple weeks ago, and it's basically focuses on the topic of how to protect your well-being. So I'm not going to go into like full details, but I'll give you guys like a brief summary of what all transpired. So an individual approached me. Now I don't know this individual, but apparently he wanted to have a discussion. Well, he said some things, and basically like the discussion went. I didn't really get a chance to like express myself, but as he kept talking and talking, the situation just went left. Like it was basically like everything this individual said was basically negative. So basically, I had to just end up like walking away from the situation. He just kept complaining and complaining, and so I just ended up walking away. So, and that's just the type of person I am. Like I don't like being around negativity. I focus on the positives. So that was that. The next issue was kind of like a falling out between some individuals. I got to be careful what I want to say, but yeah, it was like a falling out. It's basically like what happened with the first situation. So like, if I feel like negative energy around people, I'll remove myself from that situation completely. That's just the type of person I am. I don't, like I said, I hate being around negativity. I focus on the positives. Life is too short to have that negative mindset. So, and yeah, like I said, that was just basically like a summary of like both situations and stuff. I encourage you, if you run into these issues with people, just walk away, because it's not worth it, especially in today's society. It's not worth it at all. But changing gears for a moment, somebody asked me a finance question too. I want to address. As you guys know, I do briefly discuss finances on this channel, and I want to push out more videos, because I think it's good knowledge, especially for this new generation to learn about how to manage their finances and stuff. So somebody asked me, and I encourage you guys to ask me anything, any type of questions you want to ask me in the comments and stuff. Like I said, I think some of you guys got access to my Instagram. Shoot me some messages, DM me some messages on there, pick my brain and stuff. But going back to the finance question, so somebody asked me, why don't I carry cash? And there's a reason for that. It's because I think I did a video on this before. I mainly I'm a responsible credit card user, so I mainly use a credit card for every purchase. Now, like I said before in that video, a couple of videos ago, you can't use a credit card for every purchase, so sometimes you have to have cash on you. But the majority of my purchases go on my credit card, and what that allows me to do is I build my points up, and then usually at the end of the month I cash out the points, and I usually use that cash back to invest into my portfolios. Like I said, I'll do another video where I'll go into like details of like what all I invest in. I think I told you guys too it was one of my finance videos where I spoke about this, but I'll keep pushing out videos around that topic too. So yeah, I mainly use credit card for all my purchases. Points build up at the end of the month. I usually cash the points out, and I use that money to invest in my portfolios and stuff. So um, it depends on like I said, I gotta sometimes wherever I'm going would dictate whether I'm carrying cash or carrying my credit card. But most of the time, I usually just have my credit card. It's just easier for me to just do it that way. And I pay my credit card balance off full every month, and no interest accrues. So that's what I was talking about when I said I'm a responsible credit card user. And where's my cash at? Because you got to have liquid cash readily available sometimes. So my cash is sitting in either a high yield savings account, which is earning interest, money markets, bonds, and cash accounts. So if I want to, I can easily withdraw the cash out. It's no issues, no problems. I won't get penalized or charged for anything. But like that's usually where all my idle cash is sitting. But it is readily available. I just don't physically have it in my hand. So I don't know if I confused you guys or not, but yeah, like I said, I'll go into detail about that a little later in a separate video. But I just wanted to address that to my audience on this video. Okay. As always, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up because I gotta get ready for the day. I'm gonna leave you guys with, let me see, the expert tip of the day. Let me see. Let me find the article. And you can read these articles too. It is on the website I usually use is today.com, and it's in the health section. Give me a few minutes. It's loading. Let me see. I apologize. My phone is super slow. Okay, here we go. Okay, expert tip of the day. Title is fasted workouts. Fasted workouts are not better for fat or weight loss. Let me see. Hold on. Wait. Actually, hold on, guys. That was a different section. So the title of this the title of this article is called "Do Fasted Workouts Lead to More Weight Loss?" Dietitian breaks down the fitness trend. Okay. Do you know how to prep your body for a workout, including what you should eat before, if anything? On social media, many people praise fasted workouts for their alleged health benefits, such as extra fat burning and weight loss. But dietitians caution that exercising on an empty stomach can be risky, and the evidence to suggest it has any benefits is limited. Okay. So fasted workouts are not better for fat or weight loss. Fasted exercises does seem to increase fat burning during the workout itself. Joy Barr, dietitian and Today contributor, tells Today.com, when you haven't eaten, insulin levels are lower, and your body is more likely to tap into stored fat for fuel. But here's the important distinction. Burning fat during one workout does not necessarily mean you'll lose more body fat over time. Today nutrition editor and dietitian Natalie Rizzo agrees there's little evidence that exercising on an empty stomach leads to greater weight loss than exercising after eating, as long as total calorie intake and exercise are similar. In fact, eating before exercise may give you the energy to burn even more calories and build more muscle, Rizzo adds. Why it matters. It is important not to try every trend you see on social media just because influencers say it works, and some come with health risks. Research suggests there may be some metabolic benefits with fasted exercise, including adaptations related to insulin sensitivity. But for most people, the biggest drivers of weight management are still the overall quality of their diet, how much they're eating, and most importantly, whether they exercise consistently. Barr explains how to get started. Rizzo and Barr offer a few guidelines for determining if you should eat before exercising. I usually tell people to eat before almost every workout, but if you want to exercise it in a faster state, then consider these three things: the workout, the timing, and how you feel. Rizzo says, if you're doing an easy walk or gentle yoga first thing in the morning and you naturally feel fine without eating, it's probably okay to exercise fasted. But if you're lifting weights, doing HIIT, running, cycling, or any other endurance sport, having some carbohydrates before is beneficial and recommended. Before Barr compares fueling for a workout to a road trip, if you're taking a quick spin around the block, you probably don't need a full tank of gas. But if you're headed out on a long haul, you don't want to start on the empty, she says. The dietitian says fasted workouts can actually be dangerous for certain groups. Anyone taking insulin or medication that can lower blood sugar, such as people with diabetes, pregnant people, anyone with a history of fainting or low blood sugar, anyone with a history of disordered eating, anyone training multiple hours a day with high caloric needs. If you decide to try a fasted workout, pay attention to how your body is feeling. Feeling a little challenged during exercise is normal. Feeling faint, disoriented, or unable to control your body is not. Barr says signs you need to take a break and refuel include dizziness, lightheadedness, shakiness, unusual weakness, or even lack of physical enthusiasm to work out. Nausea, cold sweats, blurred vision, confusion, trouble concentrating, or sudden drop in coordination or performances, Barr explains. In this case, sort of lie down and have 15 to 20 grams of fast-acting carbs, such as juice, a sports drink, or a piece of fruit. Give yourself about 15 minutes to recover and don't resume exercise until the symptoms are completely gone, Barr adds. Okay, I do agree with that article. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, like I told you guys this before, I do eat like a piece of fruit, or sometimes I'll drink a smoothie before and after my workouts, but I'll always have a light meal before I work out. But I guess it just depends on the person that's working out, whether they choose to eat or not before working out. I have done it in the past, I can say that. But do I recommend this to anybody? Honestly, I can't really say. Like I said, it just depends on like the person itself. I can't speak for anybody else. Okay. Moving on. Let me give you guys the recreation tip of the day. Guys, you gotta enjoy life. Enjoy life. So what is a micro adventure? A micro adventure is an outdoor experience that is short, simple, local, and cheap. It challenges the idea that adventure requires flying across the world or buying expensive gear. Quick ideas to try: the 5 to 9 challenge. Leave work, head straight to a local park, camp, or stargaze, and return directly to work the next morning. Point to point walk. Take a public bus. Take a public bus 10 miles away from your house, then walk all the way back using only side streets or trails. The backyard camp out. Pitch a tent in your own yard on a weeknight to completely reset your brain. Random navigation. Pick a nearby town or neighborhood you have never visited. Explore it entirely on foot and eat at a local diner. Why it works: it fits into a standard busy week. It requires very little planning or money. It refreshes your mental health through novelty. All right, that was the end of that. So, like I said, guys, choose something fun to do every day. It don't always has to be planned. I kind of knew about this wedding. So going back to like the area that I'm in, I actually been out here before, but I've never been like in the downtown area. So I am in the downtown area, but I've been on the outskirts of like Youngstown and stuff. So it was pretty cool for me to come down here and experience like you know the atmosphere locally and stuff. So, but yeah, like I said, have something planned for throughout the week if you can. Like I said, life's too short. Don't always have to be a big adventure or, like the Oracle said, cost a lot of money. I know I do a lot of free things where I live at now locally. Like, what was it? I think it was either last week or week before that. I went to the park, the see the water and stuff, which I didn't even know the city where I live at had something like that. And like I said, I just woke up one morning and like was just looking for stuff to do, and it just came up on my feed. So I went there, checked it out. It was very very peaceful and stuff. They had the trails, the boats and stuff. The water didn't look too clean, but it was just nice to be around that water. Feel that sunlight, get the fresh air, and listen to the nature that was around. So, and I do that from time to time, go to like different parks and stuff. But yeah, uh, as always, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for watching. Be on the lookout for more content coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one.